Hello guys, welcome here to another edition of Out of Turn number 4. Look who's back on the Tinkle Sports and Entertainment channel. It's been a while.
Hello. It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, Zach. Of course, Zach will be joining us once in a while. My schedule's gotten pretty hectic, so it's hard to have a regular co-host, but Zach will be joining us, I'm sure, for a bunch of Tuesdays coming up, when we can, obviously.
Yep.
So we'll see. But we're going to discuss Atlanta and Texas, and then, of course, we'll be staying in Texas and predicting COTA this weekend as well. But I think we got to start with Texas here with the IndyCar, because I know you've got something you want to say about Texas, being that it was likely the final Texas race ever.
Can we call up get David Gossich, get him in the middle of the track and get some TNT and blow the track up? Can we do that?
Eddie Gossage, yeah. You said
Yeah,
David
yeah,
Gossage.
David Gossich. Sorry, he's forgettable sometimes, that track's so forgettable. Not really. It's really not forgettable at this point. So
Yeah.
boring, so awful racing that it's hard to forget. But one thing I want to say about the track is let's just tear it down, build some single-family homes. I think Texas needs more housing, so you can't find enough housing in Texas, so why not? Let's just do that. And it doesn't seem like anybody shows up to the races anyway. I don't know if you saw the stands.
Yeah.
That may be the lowest capacity I've ever seen, even during the COVID
Yeah.
year. People there today. So.
Keep in mind, Texas has been full capacity for over a year. So,
Yeah.
But look at David Land's Twitter. I think there's a few others, but David Land for sure posted about the crowd. It was abysmal. Let me put it this way. The only thing worse was COTA for the first ever IndyCar race there. But that race wasn't very well promoted either.
Are you talking about the COTA race?
Yeah. The IndyCar COTA race, not the NASCAR one. But, yeah. It is Penske's 600th win. Penske actually paid Josef Newgarden at Victory Lane. But Josef Newgarden won on a last lap pass. Probably the most exciting pass we've seen at Texas in the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
But Zach, I've said so many times, one good race does not eliminate the last 5, 6, however many have been awful there. And fans automatically jumping the gun saying, oh, Texas deserves one more chance. Give it one more race and see if it does anything. I don't know. I imagine I know where you stand on this. You already said you want to blow up the track.
Oh yeah, just blow the damn place up, get it over with.
Nice and easy.
You can leave the apartments that are in turn 3. Tell them, hey, we'll put a little fishing pool down here, and then you can maybe just fill it up with water and have a reservoir. I don't know. Do whatever you need to do.
Yeah,
get rid of the damn place. Put some oil. You probably can drill some oil right down in the track. There's probably oil under. Just put a bunch of oil mines out there. I mean, you can't find enough space out there in Texas to really do that either now. So, I mean, I don't really care. And to be completely honest, Fort Worth to me is way too far away from Dallas. First of all, I know Fort Worth. Oh, it's a metro area. Most people live on the eastern side of that metro area, and I'm pretty sure the track, if I'm not wrong, is on the west side of Fort Worth. Am I wrong on that, or is it on the south side?
I'm not too sure off the top of my head, but
I'm gonna look that up.
If I can say, though, I mean, it's clear that the Texas market does not want IndyCar. It's been apparent for the last handful of years that they just don't want IndyCar around. Why not? I mean, the rumors are swirling now about Milwaukee taking the race date, which would make sense.
What about we go back to Houston? What about that? It was the only race that worked in Texas.
The race that ended Dario's career.
Race in San Antonio. What about that? Try a San Antonio race.
Yeah. Around the Alamo.
One market we have not tried.
Around the Alamo. There you go.
Yeah, around the Alamo. There you go.
But, why not like I said, Milwaukee would be a good addition. I think you just got to get out of the Texas market. Texas is just NASCAR grounds. If you want to race in the South, why not Mexico? If Pato O'Ward stays in IndyCar, Mexico would be a great addition to the circuit because the Mexico fans would show up. I mean, they would show up in groves to watch him.
Oh yeah, that would make total sense. But IndyCar doesn't have logical sense. You look at the ownership of the league, the series. I mean,
Hmm.
you look at Penske. What does he do? He does nothing logical. Let's put 5 races at Indy Road Course one year.
Yeah.
Let's have a double
See,
header at Texas
I'd,
because we want
I'd,
to start our season there.
yeah, I'd be all for
Not
Homestead.
logical.
That's the other thing. Homestead should be the logical replacement, though.
Oh yeah, no shit, no joke about that one.
And then, but again, we'll probably release our schedule ideas later this year.
What about if we're gonna race down there, just go to New Orleans. There's no race in New Orleans. That makes a lot of sense. Do a road race there somehow. You can race over a bridge.
Yeah.
And do an actual probably find a way to do a bridge that's actually wide enough down there. There's so many bridges down there. You can probably find a way to make a bridge as wide enough. Unlike Nashville, which is a complete shit show and a half, and I'm not looking forward to this year's race. So,
Yeah, Nashville's got to go too, but that's another story for another time there. But no, I mean, to be honest, I would love to see Milwaukee, but the problem is they've already got Road America on the schedule. And if you had to pick one or the other, it's kind of a tough pick. I mean, because both tracks provide great racing. I just don't think you should have too many races in one market. The 2 Indy races, it's fine. 3 Indy races, no go. I'm sorry. Something's got to change there.
right.
Like, either tell NASCAR, the new TV, we were talking about before we started recording, the new TV deals are up for renewal for NASCAR. Why not have a gentleman's agreement between NBC and Fox if they both renew and say, hey, we'll take a race later in the year if you cover the GMR Grand Prix and the NASCAR race in May or something. I think a gentleman's agreement can be worked out. I mean, there's already one for Joe Buck leaving to go to ESPN. Fox.
I do not want that to happen.
Fox.
But
Yeah, Fox has already got a first dibs on a Big Ten game, so.
I mean, I'm just thinking about it. Like, why the hell wouldn't you do the split races? Why would you do one network for the entire, like, for half the season and the other half
Lots of
the
money.
other network?
Lots of money.
No, I mean, you can do split. I mean, but don't do it so they have like one part of the season in the other. Share the part of the season. Do 2 races on the one network, 2 on the other one, and don't do them all. Like, it just makes more sense to me. Having on Fox for the beginning of the season doesn't make no sense to me. If Fox wants to cash in on NASCAR, go to the end of the season when people are actually watching the races. Just saying.
I don't know. But should we also just take a moment and talk about Santino Ferrucci? I mean, come on. The guy hopped in the car at 9 a.m. the morning of the race, drove it from 27th to 10th. And this is why he should be in that ride and not Jack Harvey. As much as I like Jack Harvey,
Right. I mean, I've always been a Ferrucci fan, so I'm just saying, like, get him back in the car.
Yeah.
So.
I think like, if I had to guess, 15% of my tweets have been saying put Ferrucci in a full-time ride, and that wish still hasn't come true. So, we'll see. But if he gets a quality ride, he'll get podiums and he'll win eventually. There's no doubt about it. So, but going on to NASCAR at Atlanta Daytona is what we called it, right?
That's what you called it. I called it a Charlotte Daytona, basically, because what it is.
Yeah, but Corey Haim opened up the weekend with a win. It was his first career win in the Truck Series. And then, of course, We go on to the Xfinity race where Ty Gibbs passed rival Ryan Sieg for the win. I'm sure that made a lot of people real happy.
It was a really good pass, though. I'm gonna give him that.
Yeah,
And he got off to a lead. Somehow they did catch him, even though he
yeah,
was like half a 2 or 3 car lengths ahead of everyone. And somehow he kept the lead. But
yeah,
the drafting's not that good in the Xfinity Series compared to the Cup Series. So keep that in mind.
yeah. But and then of course William Byron capped off the weekend with his third career win. But Zach, we know you've been very vocal in the past about Atlanta Motor Speedway. We know you didn't want this change, but has your mind changed at all after that race?
No, I think the racetrack would be still better with it being the original Atlanta. I mean, it provided a good race.
Yeah.
I will say that it provided a good race. SMI, he didn't fuck up for once.
Nope.
The one time they didn't fuck up, they did it on the good track that they didn't need to touch in the first place. But
Yep.
what about we? Why would we do this at Atlanta when we could go to Texas, your track that's completely no,
Yeah.
we all know what it is. You have to repay Texas anyway. You ruined it. So. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why do we need 3 super speedways within 3 hours of
See,
one another?
four is nice. The four, the two Daytona, the two Talladega races. That's perfect. Yeah. It's perfect as is. I just don't get it. Like Atlanta.
Why do we need 3? All next to one another. All the racetracks in that one area are all super speedways now. Like the entire sway of land right there. Like that doesn't make no sense to me. Like I would want some diversity in that market area.
And now that I think of it, it's sort of like Darlington, where it's just really narrow super speedway racing.
That's what's messed up with it. Is Darlington's actually a good track, right? The narrowness of the Darlington is what's known for, right? But it doesn't provide wrecks like we saw in this race. This race was ridiculous. Because it's super speedway, you can't slow down in time. It takes the entire field out.
Yeah. The last time we saw a really big wreck at Darlington was when Kyle Busch shoved Kevin Harvick's car at the end of the race into the pit road wall. That is the last race we ever saw a huge Darlington wreck like that. Now, I'm not going to deny, though, Atlanta did need a repave. It needed, for sure, a new surface. I mean, when you have when you have to throw a red flag for the track tearing apart, something's got to be done.
Maybe if they were having all those semi races that they were having during the off season, wouldn't have that problem. But whatever. I know better than they do, or I don't know better than they do.
Yeah, but. No, I mean, I agree with you, though. That should have been done at Texas, not at Atlanta. I feel like, though, the racing was decent. It wasn't, the best in the world. If you're a super speedway fan, you probably loved it. But, I think it's nice, but it's not,
I'm that old, to be honest, the type of tracks I like are the old school 1.5 tracks that are not got the dog leg, that don't have the dog leg at all.
Mm-hmm.
Darlington, for example, not 1.5 miles, but I mean, closest thing to 1.5 miles. The thing is what Atlanta used to be. Why couldn't we take back Atlanta, get rid of the dog leg? We could have left the stands where they were. Whatever, they're so far away, it doesn't matter who's going to show up to Atlanta anyway. Or move the stands to back to where they were on the front straightaway, which the front straightaway used to be the back straightaway, just like Darlington. They switched sides. I don't understand why that's the thing. Let's turn the track around and do it the opposite direction. The other thing I want to see is some less billboards, please. Billboards. What's the point of having billboards when they don't even show them on television? You see half of them when they're driving around the track because they don't even show them. Get rid of billboards. Put pine trees back up on the bounds of the track. That's what Atlanta used to be.
Do what Pocono's doing. Pocono planted a ton of trees and solar panels.
You see how much how bad the glare was at Atlanta this weekend?
I did not.
Brad Keselowski had to put 6 layers of tape over the top of his car to block the glare so you couldn't see His windshield is like this much you could see out of the windshield because he had tape all the way to the
Hmm.
top because he couldn't. The glare was so bad.
Imagine that rear view camera and rear view mirror on the next gen. Like,
Yeah,
when you're driving in
exactly.
the other direction, that had to be worse.
Right. Yeah.
But, like I said, I mean, I thought the racing was okay. I just don't think, you know, it substitutes what Atlanta was. I feel
You're
like
right.
it would be suited for Texas, another mile and a half track that's struggling.
Or Kentucky because it
You
doesn't
know,
exist anymore.
hell, even like,
Even Nashville Super Speedway, since you own it now, and it got a Super Speedway name to it. Why not just fuck with that one? Like, who
yeah.
cares? We're gonna get Nashville Fairgrounds anyway,
Yeah,
so
I
why not
mean,
just fuck with that
Nashville Super Speedway is great because now you have braking problems there, but, those are good kinds of problems, right?
one? Good, yeah, that's good kinds of problems.
Yeah, but the way it's looking, though, I mean, let's see. Ross Chastain's finished top three the last three races. Um, it's looking like we're going to go to 16 different drivers with victories, you know.
Yeah,
I think we saw. I know I said I wasn't going to bring this up, but I think I sent it to you from Twitter here.
you did.
Um, his name was Matthew Burrows, and he was saying that of the drivers that have not made it in, that should make it in, of course, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney. I don't know why Eric Almirola is on here, but Eric Almirola is on here. Truex Jr., Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, Harvick, Reddick, Hamlin. Then you got the mites of Suarez, Keselowski, Bubba, Eric Jones, and so on.
The fact that he put Bubba Wallace, I put Bubba in the mic is completely ridiculous on how he's been doing the series this
Yeah.
season. So,
And he's only going to get stronger the more he works with Kurt Busch.
exactly.
Like, I don't know.
And arguably, Kurt Busch should be in the mic because Bubba's been racing a lot better than he's been. So,
Yeah.
at least so far.
I mean, Ross Chastain deserves to be in the should, because let's face it, if Christopher Bell actually pushed him at the end, Ross Chastain would be in victory lane in Atlanta. There's no
Right.
question there, because once Christopher Bell decided to go go for it all himself, that's what screwed everybody else up.
Yeah.
And it essentially gave William Byron the win right there. But again, second year Cup driver, you wouldn't expect him to know that. So, yeah. Ultimately, I think, though, wrong track to move around.
Right.
But yeah. No real racing headline. I did see, though, that 32 cars at Indy. But anyway, I should actually go back to Indy because now there's hype about Jimmy Johnson doing well in the 500.
It's not gonna happen. I'm so sick and tired of seeing.
Yep.
It's really bad here in Indiana. They're literally just putting billboards up with Jimmy Johnson on it, say Indy 500 on it.
Yep.
I don't care,
It
and
was
they're really
already
hyping
going to
it. I'm
sell
like,
out.
who cares? It's already gonna sell out. First of
Yeah.
all, the entire
Do you
state of
really
Indiana is
need
gonna show up.
Do you really need to heavily promote him? If you're going to heavily promote anybody, it should be Elio Castroneves going for number 5.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sorry, even Tony Kanaan going for number 2, because it could very well be his last Indy 500. It's looking that way.
Yeah.
Hell, even put J.R. Hildebrand in the wall as your
Even
promotion.
Ferrucci. I mean, he won't be racing all the races. You could just promote him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next gun. The guy's literally. He's finished second place twice now. Isn't that what it is?
I think he finished 6th last year.
Sixth last year, whatever. He's finished twice in sixth. He's finished in the top 10 every year. So that means somebody should pick him up. I don't understand why he's not racing
Yeah.
on a full
Exactly,
time.
but as far as Jimmy, I've said he could pull a podium, but I'm telling you, what I'm scared of is if he pulls out the win in the Indy 500, because then you're going to hear, just like when Dale Jr. won in the 3 with the COT for the Xfinity Series, you're going to hear all the rigged comments, and And the only other thing I could think of is if Danica Patrick won her very first Daytona 500. You know how many people would
Yeah.
cry rigged on that?
Yep.
Like, and not to mention, not only would people cry rigged, but this would put Jimmy Johnson in racing royalty with AJ Foyt and Mario Andretti as two of the only drivers to win both 500s.
Right.
So, but
Well, I tell you right now, Jeff Gordon, if he raced in the 500, he would
Mhm.
win. I'm telling you right now, he would have won in his prime of his career.
I'd argue
Straight
that
out.
Kyle Larson would do well.
Oh
in the
yeah, well we
500.
already know that.
Yeah, it's a
He can do
matter of
anything in any car. He's one of the best probably one of the best drivers to ever be on the planet. So
he wins in everything he drives, just about.
exactly.
All he needed to do was get out of Ganassi to make it happen.
That's what happens when you race at an underachieving
Yep.
underachieving team every year that
And-
doesn't do anything to help you be successful in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
So
And again, look at what Trackhouse is doing now without Ganassi in the
yeah, I
picture.
really want to know what kind of parts they took from Ganassi. I guarantee they didn't take a single thing from Ganassi. They just threw everything out and just took their employees.
Yeah. Hey, that might not be a bad strategy. They're running top 10 every race.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and again, Ross Chastain's time's coming. I'm telling you. But
Just don't go back to Nice Motorsports. Get out of that truck deal that you're in. Please stop it.
yeah, exactly.
We'll get the Nice. We're gonna get another Nice Motorsports video at some point here. Just letting you know it's gonna happen. If this continues up, Nice. Wake the fuck up, or you're gonna get another Nice video.
You're
from
gonna
me.
get
It'll be
Nice
2.0.
again.
You're gonna get Nice again.
Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, we're on to the picks, of course. I don't even know why we got to pick the truck race. I think we both know who's going to win it based on the entry list right now.
Right.
So, should we just skip it and just say Kyle Busch won?
Yeah.
Yep. Fair enough. All right. Xfinity Series, though. Should I note Bubba Wallace? A surprise entry.
I think Bubba's gonna win.
Bubba's not
honestly.
been good on road courses, though. That could be a big factor.
Maybe Ty Gibbs. Is Ty Gibbs racing?
Yeah, well, Ty Gibbs is full-time, so he's racing.
Oh yeah, of course. So I say Ty Gibbs wins again, 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, man. I don't know. Like, this one's a tough one to predict, so... I honestly don't think Bubba's gonna win. I mean, I gotta go AJ Allmendinger here,
I forgot about him.
He doesn't have Austin Cindric in the picture anymore to steal the win from him.
Exactly.
But as far as the Cup Series, who do you got?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Chase. Sorry, I just have to.
Hmm.
I gotta go with my boy from Dawsonville.
Yeah, I want to go with my boy too, but I'm not gonna lie though. Last year, Austin Cindric.
He's not my boy, but I'm going with Chase Elliott. My boy is Truex, but whatever.
Well, my boy is Chase Elliott, but I'd love to go for him. But to be honest, I mean, look at last year's race. Austin Cindric almost won that race last year at COTA.
Right.
And if he didn't hit the bump at the wrong angle and destroy a part on his car, he very well would have won the race. So I got to go Austin Cindric.
That's gross.
But I definitely think Chase and AJ are going to be all three of them are just going to battle it out all race. But I mean, the next gen at COTA, though, is going to be scary good.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens on that.
Yep. Just hope.
I'm really interested. I can't wait for Watkins Glen. To be completely honest, that's the track I'm
you
really
got to come down
waiting
here.
for.
Then you got to come down.
I
here.
would do that, but I can't because I don't have the money, and gas prices are absolutely ridiculous right now. So,
man.
And especially in your neck of the woods, imagine they're a lot higher than they are here.
414 was the cheapest I saw.
Oh, it's 425 here. So.
All right. Yeah. So those are our predictions for COTA this weekend. should be a fun weekend. We want to thank you all for watching. Zach, thanks for joining us. Welcome back, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Or maybe there may be a show announcement coming. There may
What?
be a show announcement coming.
Hey.
We'll see.
Hopefully,
See.
honestly, we'll see.
Or it may be on its own thing. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, we'll see, honestly. But we want to thank you for watching. We'll keep you posted if Zach does do anything, of course. And hopefully we'll have Zach back real soon. Again, my schedule's just been so tough. That's why we haven't had him on. But otherwise, we'll see you very soon here on Tinkle Sports and Entertainment. Until then, goodbye, everyone.